Alright, so if you guys didn't know, I several years ago used to debunk Danko all the time, come at the takes he had on his channel, all that good stuff. Kind of eased up on that, felt like a bully at one point, like that ain't cool. But nonetheless, he still gives terrible takes or doesn't do a very good job conveying the message. Case in point, people kept telling me about Iron Man versus Omni Man. I'm like, that's a random fucking matchup. Where y'all pulling that out of your ass from? And they're like, oh, Danko made the matchup, but he got ratioed in his comments. Sure enough, I go to look. Absolute bloodbath. They were on his ass. They said he presented like nothing consequential for Iron Man. Omni Man just speed blitzes GG. Holy shit. Okay, guys, this is an absolute fucking massacre. I never would have even made this battle because it's a terrible battle. But someone got folded. Not my fault, but I'll handle the aftermath. Got me. So 300 plus likes, and I will do more battles that are not even close. Maybe I'll go back to debunking Danko every once in a while. But regardless, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well as hitting the like goal. We're on the road to 30,000 subs. It'd mean the world to me if you join. If you didn't know, I have adopted a new policy starting with this video that the way I'm going to handle comments from now on, I'm going to speak like Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom helped the channel glow up. I call myself Dr. Goon, obviously a reference to him. Let's fucking get it in, all right? This is going to be a lot of fun. Love or hate in the comments, you're getting a Doom-ass answer. Dr. Goon will have his day. Matchup, right? This matchup was decided in the 60s and 70s. Now, I know you guys are saying, how was it decided in the 60s and 70s if Invincible was not out by then? That's because those are the versions you can use of Iron Man to absolutely fuck on Omni-Man. Okay, Omni-Man does not even remotely tickle his balls if they were to fight. I don't know if you guys know this right now. Currently, Iron Man has something called the Mysterium armor. This negates Marvel's magic, even some of its strongest magic. Adamantium bends the Mysterium. Adamantium that stabs up the likes of Thor and Hulk bends to this Mysterium armor. If Omni-Man runs into this armor, tries to speed blitz this armor, God forbid we allow the argument that Iron Man, who has been boxing up Silver Surfer since the 60s and 70s, suddenly can't fucking react to FTL characters or MFTL characters. Absurd claim, but let's entertain that, right? Let's be Danko level arguments and allow that argument to stand trial, right? Let's say Omni-Man speed blitzes and runs into Iron Man. If this is current versions of both, he runs into Iron Man's Mysterium armor and literally dies. Literally explodes. He will kill himself trying to blitz Iron Man because that's how fucking strong the armor is. The reason I bring up Silver Surfer, back in the 60s or 70s, matter of fact, give me 1 second. I will give you the exact fucking date of when this fight went down. The Model 4 or Mark 4, and shout out my guy GB for helping grab all of the Iron Man scans out there, all the best feat statements, all that. If you want access to that server, hit me up to talk business on Discord, as well as if you want servers with complete appearances of other characters like Doctor Doom, Black Panther, and more. But getting back on topic, right? The Mark IV beat the shit out of Silver Surfer, KO'd him. Mark IV debuted in 1968. So this was late 60s, early 70s when this happened. He was beating up Hercules at the time. He's fighting characters that could blitz through time itself. Ridiculous shit. And you know what the big deal about that is? For all those commenting on Danko's channel saying, oh, you had to use a bunch of different suits throughout the years. Guess what, bitch? Mark IV sucks. No one's checking for the Model 4. That shit dropped in the late 60s. No one's checking on that version of Iron Man, okay? Even still, one of the shittiest versions of his suits can box with Hercules, box with classic Thor, could box with classic Hulk, was putting paws on Silver Surfer and beating him. Modern suits used Terax as a chew toy, threw him out the solar system, and then tweeted about that shit. That's what he would do to Omni-Man. He would throw him out of the universe and then tweet about it. I just got ran up on by this fucking fake Hyperion, dude. I didn't even know people faked being Hyperion because who gives a fuck about that guy? LOL, #Stark. It'd be some shit like that, right? He would destroy Omni-Man in biblical fashion. Literally, you have to argue that, like, Tony doesn't get a suit. It's just Tony Stark. All right, we've officially gotten interesting. Maybe he can beat a Tony Stark with absolutely nothing at his disposal. If that's the win you want to go home with, if that's the trophy you want at the end of the day for your showcase, take that fucking trophy, because I don't give a shit about it. But Tony Stark in any of his suits? What? Absolute ass whooping. The only way to make this fight competitive for some of the suits, and I'm talking about a few of them, is if you go, Omni-Man scales to Supreme in canon, and we're going to use the strongest version of Supreme ever shown and scale Omni-Man to that. If we go for that hellhole of a scaling dive, cool. But we could also just upscale Iron Man to the things he did beat as early as the late 60s and 70s. Okay, that's a fuck ton of wins. That's a fuck ton of higher scaling, and people like to rag on Tony. So, don't get me wrong. Tony Stark kind of sucks, okay? I don't particularly love Iron Man because I feel like he's often used as a jobber to put over someone as being super strong. People remember him for the ass whoopings he's taken. They remember Thor telling him to shut the fuck up, okay? Like, they remember Tony's L's and his Hulk busters, his big buster armors never seem to work, but they're also used to job. That's kind of my issue with him. However, make no mistake about it. Those busters he's making for these other characters, those would fart and Omni-Man's erased, okay? It would be terrible. It's just not comparable in any way. Omni-Man gets absolutely dragged. He would get RKO'd into oblivion by Iron Man. It's a horrible matchup. I can't believe Danko actually got ratioed in his own comments about this topic. Come on, dog. Like, there's so much for Iron Man that puts him massively above Omni-Man. That just ends the conversation right away. Don't know how it was ever a conversation. Disgusting. I never would have done this battle. It's an ass whooping. But Danko did it and somehow got ratioed in the comments. Big if true. I'm also, if you want to know, for an Iron Man battle I'm thinking of doing Iron Man versus Blue Beetle, because both in modern times have crazy shit. Let me know if y'all want to see that battle. I do an in-depth analysis. But anyways, guys, it's been your boy, Dr. Goon. Shout out to Goon Nation. And again, I'm responding to comments like Dr. Doom would. So be prepared when you comment on my shit. But show love, show support. Shout out to all the members of Goon Nation. Goonvaria, if you will. But yeah, it's been your boy, Dr. Goon. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.